those people told you they saw last night?
The flying saucer?
Whatever those people told you they saw last night.
They will be dead soon enough, along with everything else on this planet.
Welcome Don't shoot. I surrender.
We're not gonna shoot you.
We want to re-educate you.
You see, son, you're just the product of an alienated economic class, lashing out because you feel powerless and unloved.
You've been disenfranchised by the bourgeois power structure.
That's right.
I stole a car. I'm a thief.
Well, son, if you think about it, all property is theft.
I can't! I'm a Tyrannosaurus!
Hi! Welcome in, everyone. God, that intro, it's just so beautiful every time.
Yeah, especially the ending part, always so hilarious.
Hello, Ajax. Welcome in, leftist rebel. No quiche. Tonight, the Red Army, which is me, Sal, hi, and Chairman Reggie, we are going to read you 3 things. 3 things. What are those 3 things, Reggie?
Combat liberalism. Where do correct ideas come from? And oppose book worship. They're really short text, so we're gonna, hopefully fly through this. And
Yeah.
we can learn a thing or two.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want me to share screen, or do you want to just read it on your thing?
I already have it up.
Okay, cool. Stop sharing. Okay. Welcome in. Should we start with combating liberalism?
Yes.
Okay.
Alright, so I'll start with this. So, Combat Liberalism by Mao Zedong. We stand for active ideological struggle because it is the weapon for ensuring unity within the party and the revolutionary organizations in the interest of our fight. Every communist and revolutionary should take up this weapon. But liberalism rejects ideological struggle and stands for unprincipled peace, thus giving us the decadent, Philistine attitude and bringing about political degeneration in certain units and individuals in the party and the revolutionary organizations. Liberalism manifests itself in various ways. To let things slide for the sake of peace and friendship when a person has clearly gone wrong, and refrain from principled argument because he's an old acquaintance.
Oh my god, so much.
A schoolmate, a close friend, a loved one, an old colleague, or old subordinate. Or to touch on the matter lightly instead of going into it thoroughly, so as to keep on good terms. The result is that both the organization and individual are harmed. This is one type of liberalism. So yeah, I think we can, talk about that part for a second. And
yeah, I mean, we see this all the time. Like, this type of liberalism, it is in our personal lives, and it's in, like, the politicians' lives that we see, you know?
Yeah, you see this, and even kind of liberalism amongst, people we consider to be comrades. So they say, oh, well, you know what, I don't want to start anything with this person. I don't want to get in a fight with this person, even though that person is wrong. Like, no, correct them. If you truly consider them to be your friend, you should want them to be wrong. You should want them to be correct, and you should correct them on it.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So, continuing on, to indulge in irresponsible criticism in private instead of actively putting forward one's suggestions to organization. To say nothing to people to their faces, but to gossip behind their backs, or to say nothing at a meeting, but gossip afterwards. To show no regard at all for the principles of collective life, but to follow one's own inclination. This is the second type. This is just describing Twitter.
Right.
Everybody has their own little cliques and start talking bad about people instead of just
doing the thing, coming
Well,
to their
or
face,
typing out.
Well, when you do come to their face, though, you can't just give a critique. It's like you give the critique and then, like,
now it's a Twitter war that will last forever.
Right.
Because people don't want to, take criticism. People are just like, well, I'm right, and everything I think is correct. There's absolutely no possibility that I'm wrong on anything. And if you critique me, it's because you're coming at me personally.
Right. Can't we all just get along? Yeah, that's lib shit.
Yeah. Like, no, if you're wrong, you're wrong, and I'm gonna fucking tell you. Right.
That's who lives that is Cathal.
Oh yeah.
He's just like,
us know when we're wrong.
I love that though. I love that so much. But yeah.
He's not mean about it.
No, he's just like, you're wrong, and here's why.
Yeah.
And
Yep. And then he links a bunch of articles and different texts to read so you can learn. I was like, you know what? This is right. Thank you. And
I love it.
He's the first person to actually call me out when I'm wrong, and I was actually listen to him. Because every time like that I was wrong, they would just usually be trying to dunk on me,
Right,
and
right.
nobody likes that. It was like, okay, whatever, you're just being, childish or whatever,
Yeah.
and you're not actually trying to show me why I'm wrong.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so continue on. To let things drift if they do not affect one personally. To say as little as possible while knowing perfectly well what is wrong. To be worldly wise and play safe and seek only to avoid blame. This is a third type. Not to obey orders, but to give pride of place to one's own opinion. To demand special consideration from organization, but to reject its discipline. This is a fourth type. To indulge in personal attacks, pick quarrels, vent personal spite, or seek revenge, instead of entering into an argument and struggling against incorrect views for the sake of unity or progress, or getting the work done properly. This is a fifth type. To hear incorrect views without rebutting them, and even to hear counter-revolutionary remarks without reporting them, but instead to take them calmly as if nothing had happened. This is a sixth type. To be among the masses, and fail to conduct propaganda and agitation, or speak at meetings, or conduct investigations and queries among them, and instead to be indifferent to them and show no concern for their well-being, forgetting that one is a communist and behaving as if one were an ordinary non-communist. This is the seventh type. To see someone harming the interests of the masses and yet not feel indignant, or dissuade, or stop him, or reason with him, but to allow him to continue. This is an eighth type. To work half-heartedly without a definite plan or direction. To work perfunctorily and muddle along. Perfunctorily. Thank you. I can't speak, so.
No, it's okay. That's a weird one.
Yeah. And muddle along. So long as one remains a monk, one goes on tolling the bell. This is a ninth type. To regard oneself as having rendered a great service to the revolution, to pride oneself on being a veteran, to disdain minor assignments while being quite unequal to a major task, to be slipshod in work and slack in study. This is the 10th type. So that is definitely something that you also see among Twitter leftists, if you want to call them that these people definitely do. See them, they definitely have an inflated sense of ego, and you can tell that they don't really know what they're talking about, but they have memorized like key phrases, and yet so they talk all the time. To continue, to be aware of one's own mistakes and yet make no attempt to correct them, taking a liberal attitude towards oneself. This is an 11th type. We could name more, but these 11 are the principal types. They are all manifestations of liberalism. Liberalism is extremely harmful in a revolutionary collective. It is corrosive, which eats away unity, undermines cohesion, causes apathy, and creates dissension. It robs revolutionary ranks of compact organization and strict discipline, prevents it from being carried through, and alienates the party organizations from the masses which the party leads. It is an extremely bad tendency. Liberalism stems from petty bourgeois selfishness. It places personal interests first and the interests of the revolution second. And this gives rise to ideological, political, and organizational liberalism. People who are liberals look upon the principles of Marxism as abstract dogma. They approve of Marxism, but are not prepared to practice it or to practice it in full. They are not prepared to replace their liberalism by Marxism. These people have their Marxism, they have their liberalism as well. They talk Marxism, but practice liberalism. They apply Marxism to others, but liberalism to themselves. They keep both kinds of goods in stock and find a use for each. This is how the minds of certain people work. Liberalism is a manifestation of opportunism and conflicts fundamentally with Marxism. It is negative and objectively has the effect of helping the enemy. This is why the enemy welcomes its preservation in our midst. Such being its nature, there would be no place for its ranks of the revolution. We must use Marxism, which is positive in spirit, to overcome liberalism, which is negative. A communist should have largeness of mind and should be staunch and active, looking upon the interests of the revolution as his very life and subordinating his personal interests to those of the revolution. Always and everywhere he should adhere to principle and wage a tireless struggle against all incorrect ideas and actions, so as to consolidate the collective life of the party and strengthen the tie between the party and the masses. He should be more concerned about the party and the masses than about any private person, and more concerned about others than about himself. Only thus can he be considered a communist. All loyal, honest, active, and upright communists must unite to oppose liberal tendencies shown by certain people among us and set them on the right path. This is one of the tasks on our ideological front.
That was beautiful, as per usual, of Mel.
Mal always hit him in another part.
For real. Okay, I will read. Where do correct ideas come from? They come from me, obviously.
Yep. I can attest to
that. I'm totally kidding. Okay, so where do correct ideas come from? Do they drop from the skies? No.
Yes.
Are they innate in the mind?
Yes.
No. They come from social practice and from it alone. They come from three kinds of social practice: the struggle for production, the class struggle, and the scientific experiment. It is man's social being that determines his thinking. Once the correct ideas characteristic of the advanced class are grasped by the masses, these ideas turn into a material force which changes society and changes the world. In their social practice, men engage in various kinds of struggle and gain rich experiments both from their success and from their failures. Countless phenomena of the objective external world are reflected in a man's brain, though his five sense organs, the organs of sight, hearing, smell, taste, touch. Oh wait, hold on. I think I messed that up. Countless phenomena in the man's brains, through his five sense organs. That makes more sense. And then you know them. I'm not going to read them again. At first, knowledge is perceptual. The leap to conceptual knowledge, i.e., to ideas, occurs when sufficient perceptual knowledge is accumulated. This is one process in cognition. It is the first stage in the whole process of cognition, the stage leading from objective matter to subjective consciousness, from existence to ideas. Whether or not one's consciousness or ideas, including theories, policies, plans, or measures, do correctly reflect the laws of the objective external world, is not yet proved at this stage, in which it is not yet possible to ascertain whether they are correct or not. Then comes the second stage of the process of cognition, the stage leading from consciousness back to matter, from ideas back to existence, in which the knowledge gained in the first stage is applied in the social practice to ascertain whether these theories, policies, plans, or measures meet with the anticipated success. Generally speaking, Those that succeed are correct, and those that fail are incorrect. And this is especially true of man's struggle with nature. In social struggle, the forces representing the advanced class sometimes suffer defeat, not because their ideas are incorrect, but because, in the balance of forces engaged in the struggle, they are not as powerful for the time being as the forces of reaction. They are therefore temporarily defeated, but they are bound to triumph sooner or later. Man's knowledge makes it another leap through the test of practice. Hello, Sarah. I haven't seen you in a while. There's a lot of communist streams on here, I noticed. You're welcome. You're welcome. That's good. That's a positive thing. Communism will win.
Where have you been? Have you been ignoring us this whole time?
Sarah hates us, that's all.
She does.
I have a question. What would be a political system you diametrically oppose?
Fascism.
Yeah.
You are your worst enemies, fascist.
Oh, you've been depressed. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Sorry to hear
Sorry
that,
you're
Sal.
feeling like that.
Sarah.
Sarah.
Wow. Okay. That's hard to hear, Sarah. Yeah, I can't believe you said that. Don't be our friends.
Okay, where the fuck was I? Okay.
Nazis are fascists.
Wait, Nazis aren't fascists?
No, you said, I was expecting you to say Nazis. That's kind of like Nazis are fascists. They're included in when we say fascist, so.
Hello, Dantic. You've been banned in Poly People. Are you a shithead or not? Okay. Alright, well, I'll be the judge of that. Marxisms. I believe in Marxisms too. Marxy Sims. I believe in Marxy Sims too. Okay. Where was I at? Oh, temporarily defeated.
You're good.
Man's knowledge makes another leap through the test of practice. This leap is more important than the previous one, for it is this leap alone that can prove the correctness or incorrectness of the first leap in cognition, i.e. of the ideas, theories, oh fuck, did I read this already? Theories, policies, plans, or measures formulated in the course of reflecting the objective external world. There is no other way of testing the truth. Furthermore, the one and only purpose of the proletariat in knowing the world is to change it. Often, correct knowledge can be arrived at only after many repetitions of the process leading from the matter to consciousness and then back to matter. That is, leading from practice to knowledge and then back to practice. Such is the Marxist theory of knowledge, the dialectical materialist theory of knowledge. Among our comrades, there are many who do not yet understand this theory of knowledge. When asked the source of their ideas, opinions, policies, methods, plans, and conclusions, eloquent speeches and long articles, they consider the question strange and cannot answer it, nor do they comprehend the matter, that matter can be transformed into consciousness, and consciousness into matter, although such leaps are phenomenon of everyday life. It is therefore necessary to educate our comrades in the dialectical materialist theory of knowledge, so that they can orientate their thinking correctly, become good at investigation, and study and at summing up experience, overcome difficulties, commit fewer mistakes, do their work better, and struggle hard so as to build China into a great and powerful socialist country to help the broad masses of the oppressed and exploited throughout the world in fulfillment of our great internationalist duty. The last sentence is sad, but yeah. It's talking about where ideas come from. And this is like materialism 101 here. I am the materialist girl, which confuses many unlearned person, you know, like they get real mad. They're like, "You like Madonna?"
I actually never thought about that. I always just thought we were thinking like, you know, you like material things.
That, I mean, both. They say both of those things. So.
That's what I was assuming that they were saying. And yeah, Quiche, yeah, it is. It was a reiteration of what Mao was saying, you know, in practice.
Right. What do we think about Stalin? He's on the screen in front of you.
We like him.
He's Pog, you know?
Yeah.
People are sometimes unlearned, Dantic. I'm sorry. They just are sometimes. Before I, you know, read stuff, I was unlearned. It's not, I mean, that's something you can change, you know? If you want to. Oh shit, I just squirted out so much of this fucking chapstick. Whoops.
What the hell are you saying?
I don't know, but I'm gonna, I don't, oh wait, Stalin is the reason we're not speaking German? Oh, then he started speaking German, okay.
Free speech, by the way.
Free speech, actually you don't have free speech in here. Sorry. Bye. You don't.
We don't care about free speech, sorry.
We are not free speech absolutists. Yeah, and we don't, yeah, we are not, yeah. We don't care about free speech. You don't have it anyways, so get over it.
Yeah, not really.
Anyways, we are, okay, we're 40 minutes in, okay. Okay, we have one last thing. Those are very short little pieces. Oppose book worship. Yeah, let's switch paragraphs
Also
reading. Like
also by Mao.
Yeah.
Today's a Mao stream, which has been going on for a while. Each time we just keep on talking about Mao.
Yeah, I love Mao. That's my like little my handle. Sal likes Mao. Because I do. I think he's cute.
I mean, we keep on going. We keep on watching How Yukon Rule the Mountains.
Yeah.
Mao is China. We keep on reading stuff from Mao.
I like
want
it.
to know what your fish is.
This is a green terror cichlid. And in here is Neocardina and pea puffers.
Like small pufferfish?
Yeah, the size of a pea. So tiny.
Quiche and Cool Bean are having a ratio fight right now. I'm gonna go with Quiche on this one. I'm on Quiche's side for this ratio.
Yeah.
Ratio.
Oh, whoa, did you just, say fatherless? Cool Bean.
Cool Bean, that is fatherless behavior.
I will kick you out. I will just kick you out. I love to do it. Okay. Do you want to read and then we'll switch off like paragraphs or whatever?
All right.
Okay.
This part I like. I really like the chapter title itself.
Right.
This is really Okay, so opposed book horse show. The first chapter is no investigation, no right to speak. And I don't know if you would really want to call this chapter. It's more like really short text. All right. So part one: no investigation, no right to speak. Unless you have investigated a problem, you will be deprived of the right to speak on it. Isn't that too harsh? Not in the least. When you have not probed into a problem, into the present facts and its past history, and know nothing of its essentials, whatever you say about it will undoubtedly be nonsense. Talking nonsense solves no problems, as everyone knows, so why is it unjust to deprive you of the right to speak? Quite a few comrades always keep their eyes shut and talk nonsense, and for a communist, that is disgraceful. How can a communist keep his eyes shut and talk nonsense? I won't do it. I won't do it. You must investigate. You must not talk nonsense.
To investigate a problem is to solve it. You can't solve a problem. Well, get down and investigate the present facts and its past history. When you have investigated the problem thoroughly, then you will know how to solve it. Conclusions invariably come after investigation and not before. Oh, what? Shit. The person's name is Communism is super ultra dumb.
Damn, you got us.
Got us. Boom. Okay,
Sarah,
where am I at?
This is just like Squid Game. Yes, exactly what happened in Squid Game.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Mao often roasts like the majority of Twitter.
Literally communism, Soviet Union, Venezuela, 1984.
Okay, where was I? Conclusions invariably come after investigation, not before. Only a blockhead cudgels his brain on his own, or together with a group, to find solutions or evolve an idea without making any investigation. It must be stressed that this cannot possibly lead to an effective solution or any good idea. In other words, he is bound to arrive at the wrong solutions and the wrong idea. There are not a few comrades doing inspection work, as well as guerrilla leaders and cadres newly in office, who like to make political pronouncements the moment they arrive at a place, and who strut about criticizing this and condemning that, while they have only seen the surface of things or minor details. Such purely subjective, nonsensical talk is indeed detestable. These people are bound to make a mess of things, lose the confidence of the masses, and prove incapable of solving any problem at all. When they come across difficult problems, quite a number of people in leading positions simply heave a sigh without being able to solve them. They lose patience and ask to be transferred on the ground that they have not the ability and cannot do the job. These are cowards' words. Just get moving on your two legs. Go the rounds of every section placed under your charge, and inquire into everything as Confucius did. And then you will be able to solve the problems, however little is your ability. For although your head may be empty before you go out of the doors, it will no longer be empty when you return, but will contain all sorts of material necessary for the solution of the problems. And that is how problems are solved. Must you go out of doors? Not necessarily. You can call a fact-finding meeting of people familiar with the situation in order to get at the source of what you call a difficult problem, and come to know how it stands now, and then it will be easy to solve your difficult problem. Investigation may be likened to the long months of pregnancy, and solving a problem to the day of birth. To investigate a problem is indeed to solve it.
Yeah. Yeah, you always see in how people are talking about how sassy or whatever Lenin was, but then completely ignores Mao. All right, like yes, Lenin, was absolutely hilarious. Like, hey, these social chauvinists are Marxists now. Don't laugh. It's absolutely
Don't
hilarious.
laugh.
He constantly, roasted people, but then here's Mao saying, it's straight up like, you're a fucking dumbass, you stupid dumb bitch. Hey, you don't want to tell your friend that they're wrong? You fucking coward. You're a liberal. You're not even a fucking communist.
For real.
I mean, he wasn't even just roasting people. He was just straight up just insulting them. It was like, you don't want to read? You're a fucking dumb bitch. You keep talking nonsense. Read a book. Alright. So number 3. Oppose book worship. Whatever is written in a book is right. Such is still a mentality of culturally backward Chinese peasants. Strangely enough, within the Communist Party, there are also people who always say in a discussion, show me where it's written in the book. When you say that a directive of a higher organ of leadership is correct, that is not just because it comes from a higher organ of leadership, but because it can contain, because its contents conform with both the objective and subjective circumstances of the struggle and meet its requirements. It is quite wrong to take a formalistic attitude and blindly carry out directives without discussing and examining them in light of actual conditions, simply because they come from a higher organ. It is a mischief done by this formalism, and which explains why the line and tactics of the party do not take deeper root among the masses. To carry out a directive of a higher organ, blindly and seemingly without any disagreement, is not really to carry it out, but is the most artful way of opposing or sabotaging it. The method of studying the social sciences exclusively from the book is likewise extremely dangerous, and may even lead one onto the road of counter-revolution. Clear proof of this is provided by the fact that whole batches of Chinese communists who confine themselves to books in their study of the social sciences have turned into counter-revolutionaries. When we say Marxism is correct, it is certainly not because Marx was a prophet, but because his theory has been proved correct in our practice in our struggle. We need Marxism in our struggle, and our acceptance of his theory knows just the formalization of mystical notion of that prophecy ever enters our mind. Many who have read Marxist books have become renegades from
Wait, hold on. Are you a right winger or a lefty? Nifty 69.
Because we are critical of Stalin on that part. We don't agree with him. He was crazy.
No, I just want to know if they like actually give a shit or they're just like
No, I know.
astroturfing
Just-
here, like.
Yeah, I'm also giving an answer to that.
Yeah.
They definitely tried to get a whole rise.
Oh well, you're a moron, so that's fine. And guess
I don't care
what?
about
We
the
don't
term leftist either.
believe in free speech, so bye.
Yeah. Well, I'm a leftist, and I don't care what you consider.
We don't fucking care, lib. Bye.
Oh no, some random person on the internet that they don't consider us to be a leftist. I'm hurt. I don't care.
Hue and cry.
Yeah. Couldn't care less. They are illiberal. That is it.
Right.
Anyway, so where?
Yeah, that's a lib or dog.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Many who have read Marxist books have become renegades from the revolution, whereas illiterate workers often grasp Marxism very well. Of course, we should study Marxist books, but This study must be integrated with a country's actual conditions. We need books, but we must overcome book worship, which is divorced from the actual situation. How can we overcome book worship?
By
The only
going
way,
and doing stuff.
yeah, the only way is to investigate the actual situation. Go practice, all right? Which is Miles' way of saying go touch grass.
Go into your community, join a group, get started. Dun 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 dun. Oh, hold on. Is it me? Without investigating the actual situation, there is bound to be an idealist appraisal of classes or class forces and idealist guidance in work, resulting either in opportunism or in poochism.
I'm gonna, is it poochism or putschism? So I want to know, once again, if you're watching this stream, we can't talk.
Putchis.
If it's a word we've never seen before, we're going to say it incorrectly. At least I will, because I can't talk for some reason.
Okay, it's just putchis.
I have yet
So
to
it's a
grasp
method
the
of
English
revolution or overthrow involving secret planning, suddenness, and speed, as Hitler did in 1938. Okay. So he's talking about that. Do you doubt this conclusion? Facts will force you to accept it. Just try and appraise the political situation or guide the struggle without making any investigation, and you will see whether or not such appraisals or guidance is groundless and idealist, and whether or not it will lead to opportunist or putschist errors. Certainly it will. This is not because failure to make careful plans before taking action, but because of failure to study the specific social situations carefully, therefore making the plans, as often happens in our Red Army guerrilla units. The Red
Yes, Red
Army. Yeah, that's right. Officers of the Li Kuei type do not discriminate when they punish men for offenses, and as a result, the offenders feel that they had been unfairly treated. Many disputes ensue, and the leaders lose all prestige. Does this not happen frequently in the Red Army? We must wipe out idealism and guard against all opportunist and putschist errors before we can succeed in winning over the masses and defeating the enemy. The only way to wipe out idealism is to make the effort and investigate the actual situation.
5. The aim of social and economic investigation is to arrive at the correct appraisal of class forces and then to formulate correct tactics for the struggle. This is our answer to the question, why do we have to investigate social and economic conditions? Accordingly, the objective of our investigations is all the social classes and not fragmentary social phenomena. Of late, the comrades in the Fourth Army of the Red Army have generally given attention to the work of investigation, but the method many of them employ is wrong. The results of their investigation are therefore as trivial as a grocer's accounts, or resemble the many strange tales a country bumpkin hears when he comes to town, or are like a distant view of a populous city from a mountaintop. The kind of investigation is of little use. It cannot achieve our main purpose. Our main purpose is to learn the political and economic situation of the various social classes. The outcome of our investigation should be a picture of the present situation of each class and the ups and downs of its development. For example, when we investigate the composition of the peasantry, not only must we know the number of owner peasants, semi-owner peasants, and tenant peasants for differentiated according to tenant-state relationships, but more especially, we must know the number of rich peasants, middle peasants, and poor peasants who are differentiated according to class or stratum. When we investigate the composition of the merchants, not only must we know the number in each trade, such as grain, clothing, medicinal herbs, etc., but more especially, we must know the number of small merchants, middle merchants, and big merchants. We should investigate not only the state of each trade, but more especially the class relations within it. We should investigate the relationships not only between the different trades, but more especially between the different classes. Our chief method of investigation must be to dissect the different social classes, the ultimate purpose being to understand their interrelations to arrive at correct appraisal of class forces, and then to formulate the correct tactics of the struggle. Defining which classes constitute the main force is a revolutionary struggle, which classes are to be won over as allies, and which classes are to be overthrown. This is our sole purpose. What are the social classes requiring investigation? So what are the social classes requiring investigation? They are the industrial proletariat, the handicraft workers, the farm laborers, the poor peasants, the urban poor, the lumpen proletariat, the master handicraftsmen, the small merchants, the middle peasants, the rich peasants, the landlords, the commercial bourgeoisie, the industrial bourgeoisie. In our investigation, we should have given attention to the state of all these classes or strata. Only the industrial proletariat and industrial bourgeoisie are absent in areas where we are now working, and we constantly come across all the others. Our tactics of struggle are tactics in relation to all these classes and strata. Another serious shortcoming in our past investigations have been the undue stress of on the countryside to the neglect of the towns, so that many comrades have always been vague about our tactics towards the urban poor and the commercial bourgeoisie. The development of the struggle has enabled us to leave the mountains for the plains. We have descended physically, but we are still up in the mountains mentally. We must understand the towns as well as the countryside, or we shall be unable to meet the needs of the revolutionary struggle.
Victory in China's revolutionary struggle will depend on the Chinese comrades' understanding of Chinese conditions. There's a spelling error that's like really throwing me off on this one. The aim of our struggle is to attain socialism via the stage of democracy. In this task, the first step is to complete the democratic revolution by winning the majority of the working class and arousing the peasant masses and the urban poor for the overthrow of the landlord class, imperialism, and the Kuomintang regime.
Kuomintang.
Excuse me. Are you sure? Sure. I like how I said it. Kuomintang. That's what I said.
Kuomintang.
That's what.
All right.
That's.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
It's not what I said. It's fine. The next step is to carry out the socialist revolution, which will follow on the development of the struggle. The fulfillment of the great revolutionary task is no simple or easy job, and it will depend entirely on correct and firm tactics on the part of the proletarian party. If its tactics of struggle are wrong, or irresolute and wavering, the revolution will certainly suffer temporary defeat. It must be borne in mind that the bourgeois parties too constantly discuss their tactics of struggle. They are considering how to spread reformist influences among the working class as so to mislead it and turn it away from the Communist Party leadership. how to get the rich peasants to put down the uprising of the poor peasants, and how to organize gangsters to suppress revolutionary struggles. In this situation, when the class struggle grows increasingly acute and is waged at close quarters, the proletariat has to depend for its victory entirely on the correct and firm tactics of the struggle of its own party, the Communist Party. A Communist Party's correct and unswerving tactics of struggle can in no circumstance be created by a few people sitting in an office. They emerge in the course of mass struggle, that is, through actual experience. Therefore, we must at all times study social conditions and make practical investigations. Those comrades who are inflexible, conservative, formalistic, and groundlessly optimistic think that the present tactics of struggle are perfect, and that the book of documents of the party's Sixth National Congress guarantee lasting victory, and that one can always be victorious merely by adhering to the established methods. These ideas are absolutely wrong and have nothing in common with the idea that communists should create favorable new situations through struggle. They represent a purely conservative line. Unless it is completely discarded, this line will cause great losses to the revolution and do harm to the comrades themselves. There are obviously some comrades in our Red Army who are content to leave things as they are, who do not seek to understand anything thoroughly and are groundlessly optimistic. And they spread the fallacy that this is proletarian. They eat their fill and sit dozing in their offices all day long without ever moving a step and going out among the masses to investigate. Whenever they open their mouths, their platitudes make people sick. To awaken these comrades, we must raise our voices and cry out to them, change your conservative ideas without delay. Replace them by progressive and militant communist ideas. Get into the struggle. Go among the masses and investigate the facts.
Mao said trans rights. Change their mind. Okay. Number 7. The technique of investigation. 1. Hold fact-finding meetings and undertake investigation through discussions. This is the only way to get near the truth, the only way to draw conclusions. It is easy to commit mistakes if you do not hold fact-finding meetings for investigation through discussions, but simply rely on one individual relating his own experience. You cannot possibly draw more or less correct conclusions at such meetings if you put questions casually instead of raising key questions for discussion. 2. What kind of people should attend fact-finding meetings? They should be people well acquainted with social and economic conditions. As far as age is concerned, older people are best, because they are rich in experience and not only know what is going on, but understand the causes and effects. Young people with experience of struggle should also be included, because they have progressive ideas and sharp eyes. As far as occupation is concerned, there should be workers, peasants, merchants, intellectuals, and occasionally soldiers, and sometimes even vagrants. Naturally, when a particular subject is being looked into, those who have nothing to do with it need not be present. For example, workers, peasants, and students need not to attend when commerce is the subject of investigation. 3. Which is better, a large fact-finding meeting or a small one? That depends on the investigator's ability to conduct a meeting. If he is good at it, a meeting of as many as a dozen or even 20 or more people can be called. A large meeting has its advantages. From the answers you get fairly accurate statistics. In finding out the percentage of poor peasants in the total peasant population, and fairly correct conclusions. Example, in finding out whether equal or differentiated land redistribution is better. Of course, it has its disadvantages too. Unless you are skillful in conducting meetings, you will find it difficult to keep order. So the number of people attending a meeting depends on the competence of the investigator. However, the minimum is 3. Otherwise, the information is obtained will be too limited to correspond to the real situation. 4. The detailed outline for the investigation. A detailed outline should be prepared beforehand, and the investigator should ask questions according to the outline, with those present at the meeting give their answers. Any points which are unclear or doubtful should be put up for discussion. The detailed outline should include main subjects and subheadings and also detailed items. For instance, taking commerce as a main subject, you can have such subheadings as cloth, grain, and other necessities and medicinal herbs. Again, under cloth, there can be such detailed items as calico, homespun, and silk, and satin. 5. Personal participation. Everyone with responsibility for giving leadership, from the chairman of the township government to the chairman of the central government, from the detachment leader of the commander-in-chief, from the secretary of a party branch to a general secretary, must personally undertake investigation into the specific social and economic conditions and not merely rely on reading reports for investigation, and reading reports are 2 entirely different things. Probe deeply. Was I low?
Yeah, I just turned you up, so
okay.
It should be better.
Could also be a buy-in. Alright. Well, it doesn't look like I can change that, so. Oh, cool. 6. Probe deeply. Anyone new to investigation work should make 1 or 2 thorough investigations in order to gain full knowledge of a particular place, say a village or a town, of a particular problem, say the problem of grain or currency. Deep probing into a particular place or problem will make future investigation of other places or problems easier. And 7. Make your own notes. The investigator should not only preside at fact-finding meetings and give proper guidance to those present, but should also make his own notes and record the results himself. To have others do it for him is no good. That was the end of opposed book worship.
Right, so he's basically giving you instructions on how to, solve problems, how to go out and start doing shit, how to interact with your community, which is what we all should be doing. We all should be working with communists in our area and our community to...
Yeah, we should be working on raising the class consciousness of the people in our community.
Right. That is our number 1 job, is to raise class consciousness and to make more communists. That's the job right now.
Mm-hmm.
We're only at 1 hour. We can read a semi-short one. U.S. imperialism is a paper tiger. If you want to read that one. If you want to...
Yeah, hold on. Let me just...
Here, I'll put it in the chat.
Okay. Yes, let's go.
Okay. I'll start. The United States is flaunting the anti-communist banner everywhere in order to perpetrate aggression against other countries. The United States owes debts everywhere. It owes debts not only in the countries of Latin America, Asia, and Africa, but also in the countries of Europe and Oceania. Oceania? What is Oceania? What the fuck is that?
That's Australia, New Zealand.
Oh, okay. The whole world, Britain included, dislikes the United States.
Yeah.
That's funny as fuck. He's like, even Britain hates the United States, and they fucking suck. Okay, hold on.
Mount did not hold back. He said, fuck. Death to America.
The masses of people dislike it. Japan dislikes it. Japan dislikes the United States because it oppresses her. None of the countries in the East is free of the U.S. aggression. The United States has invaded our Taiwan province. Japan, Korea, the Philippines, Vietnam, and Pakistan all suffer from U.S. aggression, although some of them are allies of the United States. The people are dissatisfied, and in some countries, so are the authorities. All oppressed nations want independence. Everything is subject to change. The big decadent forces will give way to the smaller newborn forces. The small forces will change into big forces because the majority of people demand this change. The U.S. imperialist forces will change from big to small because the American people, too, are dissatisfied with their government. In my own lifetime, I myself have witnessed such changes. Some of us present were born in the Qing dynasty, and others after the revolution of 1911. The Qing dynasty was overthrown long ago. By whom? By the party led by Sun Yat-sen, together with the people. Sun Yat-sen's forces were so small that the Qing officials didn't take him seriously. He led many uprisings which failed each time. In the end, however, it was Sun Yat-sen who brought down the Qing dynasty. Bigness, oh my god, he went Trump over here. Bigness is nothing to be afraid of. The big will be overthrown by the small. The small will become big. After overthrowing the Qing dynasty, Sun Yat-sen met with defeat. For he had failed to satisfy the demands of the people, such as their demands for land and for the opposition to imperialism. Nor did he understand the necessity of suppressing the counter-revolutionaries who were then moving about freely. Later, he suffered the defeat at the hands of Yuan Shikai, the chieftain of the northern warlords. Yuan Shikai's forces were larger than Sun Yat-sen's. But here again, this law operated. Small forces linked with people become strong, while big forces opposed to the people become weak. Subsequently, Sun Yat-sen's bourgeois democratic revolutionaries cooperated with the U.S. communists, or with us communists, and together we defeated the warlords left behind by Yuan Shikai. Chiang Kai-shek's rule in China was recognized by the governments of all countries and lasted 22 years, and his forces were the biggest. Our forces were small, 50,000 party members at first, but only a few thousand after counter-revolutionary suppression. The enemy made trouble everywhere. Again, this law operated. The big and the strong end up in defeat because they are divorced from the people, whereas the small and weak emerge victorious because they are linked with the people and work in their interest. That's how the things turned out in the end. You want to read?
All right, hold on. So Sarah says bigness and she was crying about it. Well, I mean, it's probably not a great translation too much. It probably like has a better
yeah,
it sounds better and probably in Chinese. So
bigly would have been better. I'm just kidding. What?
I have no idea.
Are you okay? Are you having a hard time? Hello, Cowboy Cookie. Bigness is kind of cute. Oh, it's okay, Choice. Yeah, we're like just blasting through this theory here.
Yeah, we this is our fourth piece of text from Mal we're reading.
Right now, we're reading U.S. imperialism is a paper tiger, but we
Choice, we
already
finished that
finished that.
ages ago.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to read during the anti-Japanese war?
Okay, yes. Wait,
Yes,
yes.
I
During the
can.
anti-Japanese war, Japan was very powerful. The Kuomintang troops were driven to the hinterland, and the armed forces led by the Communist Party could only conduct guerrilla warfare in the rural areas behind the enemy lines. Japan occupied large Chinese cities such as Peking, Tientsin, Shanghai, Nanking, Wuhan, and Canton. Nevertheless, like Germany's Hitler, the Japanese militarists collapsed in a few years, in accordance with the same law. We we underwent innumerable difficulties and were driven from the south to the north, while our forces fell from several 100,000 strong to a few tens of thousands. At the end of the 25,000 long march, we had only 25,000 men left. In the history of our parties, many erroneous left, and right lines have occurred. Gravest of all were the right deviationist line of Chen Tu Huxia, and the left deviationist line, quote unquote left line of Wang Ning. Besides, there were the right deviationist errors committed by Cheng Kuo-tao and Cao Kang and others. There is also a good side to mistakes, for they can educate the people and the party. We have had good many teachers by negative example, such as Japan, the United States, Chiang Kai-shek, Chen Tu-si, Li Sun, Wang Ming, Cheng Kuo-tao, and Cao Kang. We paid a very high price to learn from their teachers by negative example. In the past, Britain made war on us many times. Britain, the United States, Japan, France, Germany, Italy, Tsarist Russia, and Holland were all very interested in this land of ours. They were all our teachers by negative example, and we were their pupils. During the War of Resistance, our troops grew and became 900,000 strong through fighting against Japan. Then came the War of Liberation. Our arms were inferior to those of the Kuomintang. The Kuomintang troops then numbered 4 million, but in 3 years of fighting, we wiped out 8 million of them all told. The Kuomintang, though aided by U.S. imperialism, could not defeat us. The big and strong cannot win. It is always the small and weak who win out. Now, U.S. imperialism is quite powerful, but in reality, it isn't. It is very weak politically because it's divorced from the masses and the people, and still disliked by everybody and by the American people too. In appearance, it is very powerful, but in reality, it's nothing to be afraid of. It is a paper tiger. Outwardly, a tiger is made of outwardly a tiger, but it is made of paper, unable to withstand the wind and the rain. I believe the United States is nothing but a paper tiger. History, as a whole, the history of class society for thousands of years has proved this point. The strong must give way to the weak. This holds true for the Americas as well. Only when imperialism is eliminated can peace prevail. The day will come when the paper tigers will be wiped out, but they won't become extinct of their own accord. They need to be battered by the wind and the rain. When we say U.S. imperialism is a paper tiger, we are speaking in terms of strategy. Regarding it as a whole, we must despise it. But regardless, each part, we must take it seriously. It has claws and fangs. We must destroy it, piecemeal. For instance, if it has 10 fingers, knock one off the first time, and there will be 9 left. Knock off another, and there will be 8 left. When the fangs are gone, it would still have claws. If we deal with
hold on. Excuse me. Are you talking about Joe Biden, the racist president? Because Joe Biden is a racist president.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Yeah, fuck Biden. Fuck Joe Biden. And fuck Trump.
Why are you bringing Trump? Who mentioned Trump? Trump, you're the only person who mentioned Trump.
This person is crying about this. Your fucking party is so divided. Excuse us? We don't have we're not part of the Democratic Party or the Republican Party. And I don't know how you found this place, but I'm going to give you one chance and then I'm going to kick your ass out. So, like, you can focus on, like, what we're talking about, or you can leave.
I just want to know what the hell you're talking about. It just came out of nowhere. I mean, this happened yesterday, too.
Yeah,
Same
people
kind
have,
of
like,
thing happened.
literally no lives. They just come in here to, like, be annoying.
Yeah. Yeah, yesterday someone came in here yelling at us about hating Kyrie Irving because he was, anti-vax, and that how we said that he must be a Republican because of that, even though we never said anything. And he's just like, the person was just like, oh, so because Kyrie Irving was anti-vax, he must be part of the Republican Party. I can't believe you guys would think that. I was like, what?
Wait.
Who said anything about Kyrie Irving?
He said you're very funny. Don't you love me, bitch? Oh my god. Are you okay? Are you okay? Step back from the computer. Take a breathing lesson, break.
I just want to say, what made you think that we were Republicans? Okay, never mind. Can't see it now. I can't answer now.
Thank you. We've been missing you, Sarah. We've been just talking to these idiots.
Mm-hmm.
You're the naked socialist. That's what happened. Oh god. Okay. Sorry to interrupt. It was too silly.
Yeah. Okay. Alright, so when all the fangs are gone, it will still have claws. If you deal with it step
followed us.
by step, and in earnest, I mean, it's not like they could ever chat anyways.
They're gonna do an unban request where they tell us something either mean or like ask to be unbanned.
Yeah, we are reading Mao. Today is Mao Day, which has started to become just Saturdays.
Yeah, I like the theory Saturdays where we just like read a whole bunch of shit. I'm gonna pull up something else too because we normally do at least 2 hours.
Normally, yeah.
This is so like they're so tiny. These little things.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna look for another one. You keep reading.
All right. So when we say U.S. imperialism is a paper tiger, we are speaking in terms of strategy. Wait, I already read this. Strategically, we must utterly despise U.S. imperialism. Tactically, we must take it seriously. In struggling against it, we must take each battle, each encounter seriously. At present, the United States is powerful, that when looked at in a broader perspective, as a whole, and from a long-term viewpoint, it has no popular support. Its policies are disliked by the people because it oppresses and exploits them. For this reason, the tiger is doomed. Therefore, it has nothing to be afraid of, and can be despised. But today, the United States still has strength, turning out more than 100 million tons of steel a year and hitting out everywhere. This is why we must continue to wage struggles against it, fight it with all our might, and wrest one position after another from it, and that takes time. It seems that the countries of the Americas, Asia, and Africa will have to go on quarreling with the United States to the very end, till the paper tiger is destroyed by the wind and the rain. Suppose U.S. imperialism, people of European origin, he made sure to throw that in there, like, when we oppose, U.S. imperialism, people of European origin, make sure that, the white people. Origin in Latin American countries should unite with the indigenous Indians. Perhaps the white immigrants from Europe can be divided into two groups, one composed of rulers and the other of ruled. This should make it easier for the group of oppressed white people to get closer to the local people, for the position is the same. Our friends in Latin America, Asia, and Africa are in the same position as we, are doing the same kind of work, doing something for the people to lessen their oppression by imperialism. If we do a good job, we can root our imperialist oppression, and this we are comrades. We are of the same nature as you in our opposition to imperialist oppression, differing only in geographical position, nationality, and language. But we are different in nature from imperialism, and the very sight of it makes us sick. What use is imperialism? The Chinese people will have none of it, nor will the people of the rest of the world. There is no reason for the existence of imperialism.
There is no reason. Okay. We can do some like quotations from the thing here. I'll put this in here and we can. I always love these quotations. I actually have to BRB, but if you want to just pick one, I was thinking class and class struggle, but you can choose obviously BRB.
All right. Cool. Ooh. This is like so short. Oh, this is quotations from Mao Zedong. Duh, that's why. Each part is so short. I feel stupid now. Even though I've read quotations so many times, I didn't instantly recognize it. Yes, Keish, that is the TLDR, Death to America. And that is not in Minecraft, alright? While Sal's not here. So she can't tell me it's all a video game, Death to America, IRL. Anyway. Yes, the red book includes quotations from the stuff we read. That is what quotations of Mao Zedong is. It's just, quotations from other. Oh, damn it, Sal. Crap, I didn't realize. I completely forgot that you can hear me. Fuck. Anyway, back to more important things. Quotations by Mao Zedong is definitely just a bunch of quotes from different books he's read or different parts of theory and speeches he's had. That's what a quotation is. It's a good thing to read because he has said a lot of important stuff that you could just look back to. Even if you don't want to read the entire text, you can just look into what specific quote that stood out. It stood out to a lot of people. I know I can't pick something else to read. I'm talking to the chat, so Jesus Christ. That's what we're supposed to do. God. Anyway, before I keep on being rudely interrupted by Sal, our very own dictator, let's look up the quotations of Mao and see which part to read specifically. Alright. Let's look. Yeah, it's called chatting. Sorry, I'm thinking about music right now. Alright, so let's see. I think it might be People's War. Or, People's Army is much shorter. I'm going to go with that one. So, the 9th chapter, or whatever you want to call them, 9th chapter of quotations from Mao Zedong is titled The People's Army. So, let's read what is in it. So, without a people's army, the people have nothing. This army is powerful because all its members have a conscious discipline. They have come together and they fight, not for the private interests of a few individuals or a narrow clique, but for the interests of the broad masses and of the whole nation. The sole purpose of this army is to stand firmly with the Chinese people and to serve them wholeheartedly. The Chinese Red Army is an armed body for carrying out the political task of the revolution, especially at present. The Red Army should certainly not confine itself to fighting. Besides fighting to destroy the enemy's military strength, it should shoulder such important tasks as doing propaganda among the masses, organizing the masses, arming them, helping them to establish revolutionary potential power, and setting up party organizations. The Red Army fights not merely for the sake of fighting, but in order to conduct propaganda among the masses, organize them, arm them, help them to establish revolutionary political power. Without these objectives, fighting loses its meaning, and the Red Army loses the reason for its existence. Hello, Sal.
Hi. Okay, where are you reading from?
Right now I'm reading The People's Army.
The People's Army. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I lost my place now.
You're welcome.
The People's Liberation Army is always a fighting force. Even after countrywide victory, our army will remain a fighting force during the historical period in which classes have not been abolished in our country and the imperialist system still exists in the world. On this point, there should be no misunderstanding or wavering. We have an army for fighting as well as an army for labor. For fighting, we have the 8th Route and the new 4th Armies, but even they do a dual job, warfare and production. With these two kinds of armies, and with fighting armies skilled in these two tasks and in mass work, we can overcome our difficulties and defeat Japanese imperialism. Our national defense will be consolidated, and no imperialist will be allowed to invade our territory again. Our people's armed forces must be maintained and developed with the brave and steeled People's Liberation Army as their foundation. We will have not only a powerful army, but also a powerful air force and a powerful navy. Our principle is that the party commands the gun, and the gun must never be allowed to command the party. All our officers and fighters must bear in mind that we are a great People's Liberation Army, and we are the troops led by the Communist Party of China. Provided we constantly observe the directives of the party, we are sure to win.
What are you confused by, Corpy, who's been banned in over 10 channels?
Including Tinker the Bear, Farmer Kenny, Sir I'm Getting, Echo Hickman.
Yeah, what do you want?
It could, obviously could only mean good things.
Right? Okay, what do I want to read?
Come on, Sal, just pick something to read. Just pick
Maybe
something.
I want to talk to chat. Hi, chat. How's it going?
Oh.
Hi.
Now you want to talk to chat.
Yeah, do you guys have any
Okay.
questions about Daddy? I mean, Mao? Excuse me?
Were you wrong?
No, that's okay. Sarah says no. She doesn't want to talk to me. Damn it. Hi, Jake. Welcome in. No, that's not. No. To 5 bands, they had it set so low because my number is like 25. The number is usually chosen very high, so I don't know. I don't know if you're telling me the truth. What's your political affiliation? Where were you born? Where did you grow up?
What's your address?
What's your social security number? What's your mom's maiden name?
What's your bank account information?
I live in the EU. Whatever.
If it's Italy, we'll block you.
Hopefully it's not from one of those shithole countries like Norway.
I vote right.
Ew.
Whatever all that means.
Ew. Right choice? Ew. Gross. Well, I don't know why you're here. I don't know.
Hold on. Corporate, just say what you want to say, alright? We know that you're gonna bide your time. So also just say it now. Alright?
Yeah,
Get it out
please.
of the way.
Yeah.
Don't waste your time. Because honestly, we are gonna forget you until you say something.
Ew, Jake.
Don't judge.
Oh, we judge. You're judged. Consider yourself judged.
It's too late. Should have said that when you first joined.
Hello,
So in your first thing.
Ken Swallow. Welcome in.
This is racist. Why don't you say hi to me?
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Argument.
Let us see. Oh, Jesus Christ.
First. Yep. You can say ladies first. Oh, you want still you said hi. He still has not said hi to me, so I think it's a race thing.
Oh, my. Okay, so I'm going to read patriotism and internationalism. Okay? That's always a good one. Can a communist who
Sarah.
is an internationalist at the same time be a patriot? We hold that he cannot, or he not only can, but also must be. Okay, so this is actually specifically for non-imperialist countries. You can't. So
Don't use this if you live in America.
yeah. It doesn't.
It's not directed at you.
No. Yeah.
But it does help you learn the patriotism of these oppressed countries.
Right. So like Vietnam, like that's a good example of proletarian patriotism that is appropriate, Sorry, Chairman, I didn't know I had to address you directly.
Yes, you do.
Wait, you weren't even the
It's
one who
so-
were like talking about like Jesus. You make everything about yourself. You're so boring.
Thank you, Ajax. Good to hear. Can you please send the link?
Yes, I will send the link, but I want to preface this is not for Americans, okay? Like, this is about a specific time and material conditions were, different than they are here in this country, okay? So, now we're going to move on and read it. We hold that he not only can be, but also must be. The specific content of patriotism is determined by historical conditions. Here we go. See, I could have just read further, and he would have prefaced it for me because Mao's a baddie. There is the patriotism of the Japanese aggressors and of Hitler, And there is our patriotism. Communists
Again.
must resolutely oppose the patriotism of the Japanese aggressors and of Hitler. The communists of Japan and Germany are defeatists with regard to the wars being waged by their countries. To bring about the defeat of the Japanese aggressors and of Hitler by every possible means is in the interest of the Japanese and the German people, and the more complete the defeat, the better. For the wars launched by the Japanese aggressors and Hitler are harming the people at home as well as the people of the world. China's case, however, is different because she is the victim of aggression. Chinese communists must therefore combine patriotism with internationalism. We are at once internationalists and patriots, and our slogan is, "Fight to defend the motherland against the aggressors." For us, defeatism is a crime, and to strive for victory in a war of resistance is an inescapable duty. For only by fighting in defense of the motherland can we defeat the aggressors and achieve national liberation, and only by achieving national liberation will it be possible for the proletariat and other working people to achieve their own emancipation. The victory of China and the defeat of the invading imperialists will help the people of the countries. Thus, in wars of national liberation, patriotism is applied internationalism.
So thus the wars of national liberation, patriotism, is applied internationalism. So so a lot of these places you need to take into account internationalism as well. You can't just be so focused on your own country. You should definitely be taking into account, making sure that you have solidarity with the revolutionaries across the globe.
I don't care about, wait, is that intellectual property?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about that.
I don't care about IP.
Do not care.
Yeah, China can't attack Taiwan. It can just get rid of the American occupation there. Grow up. Anyways, continue on, Sal.
Okay. What kind of spirit is this that makes a foreigner selflessly adopt the cause of the Chinese people's liberation as much as his own? Is it the spirit of internationalism, the spirit of communism, from which every Chinese communist must learn? We must unite with the proletariat of all the capitalist countries, with the proletariat of Japan, of Britain, the United States, Germany, Italy, and all other capitalist countries. Thanks for following. Before it is possible to overthrow imperialism, to liberate our... Oh, is it not?
Not that person.
Oh, should we...
Yeah, I think that person's already blocked. Well.
Oh, okay. Fuck you then. This is...
Yeah, you said thank you for following. I was like, nope, not that person.
I fucking... this is why I stopped saying anything when people follow, because I like to wait till they say something first,
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna go back to doing that.
That said they wanted to go to being a fascist or a Nazi because they hate communists so much.
Oh yeah, fuck you. Don't follow us. Unfollow us right now.
But I mean, it's not like they can chat, so they can watch us all they want.
Okay. This is our internationalism, the internationalism with which we oppose both narrow nationalism and narrow patriotism. In the fight for complete liberation, the oppressed people rely first of all on their own struggle, and then, and only then, on international assistance. The people who have triumphed their own revolution should help those still struggling for liberation. This is our internationalist duty. The socialist countries are states of an entirely new type in which the exploiting classes have been overthrown and the working people are in power. The principle of integrating internationalism with patriotism is practiced in the relations between these countries. Common interests and common ideals closely bind us. That was about the USSR. That was sweet. In 1957. Let's go, the Red Power. Nice. Welcome in. Communism for Argentina.
Yes.
Hello, welcome in. The people of the countries in the socialist camps should unite. The people of the countries of Asia, Africa, and Latin America should unite. The people of all continents should unite. All peace-loving countries should unite. And all countries subjected to U.S. aggression, control, intervention, or bullying should unite, and so form the broadest united front to oppose the U.S. imperialist policies of aggression and war, and to defend world peace. Things develop ceaselessly. It is only 45 years since the revolution of 1911, but the face of China has completely changed. In another 45 years, that is, in the year 2001, or in the beginning of the 21st century, holy shit, China will have undergone an even greater change.
Now you have no idea.
Yeah, Mao, I'm so sorry.
I hate to break it to you.
She will have become a powerful socialist industrial country. And that is as it should
Just want to give
be.
Mao a hug now.
I know. China is the land with an area of 9,600,000 square kilometers and a population of 600 million people. And she ought to have made a greater contribution to humanity. Her contribution over a long period has been far too small. For this we are regretful. We must be modest not only now, but 45 years hence as well. We should always be modest for our international relations, or in our international relations, we, Chinese people, should get rid of the great power chauvinism resolutely, thoroughly, wholly, and completely. We must never adopt an arrogant attitude of great power chauvinism and become conceited because of the victories of our revolution. The certain achievements in our construction, every nation, big or small, has its strong and weak points. Yeah, the population did grow significantly.
Hello, Ken Swallow. Thank you for saying hi to me now.
Wait, what? China mixed up with NATO? You said imperial?
Hold on, what's going on here?
The right winger is not understanding the politics again. Surprise, surprise. Communism is like SimCity, but communism.
It's lucky for you that there's such a thing as chivalry towards your sex. I hate you!
Women, am I right?
Yes.
Shit.
I remember that day we were watching a bunch of anti-communist propaganda. The funniest thing. I think we need to do that again.
That shit was so
We need to find
funny.
time. Yeah.
That was from the anti-communist propaganda one. Yeah, it was from like this hilarious movie.
Yeah.
I want to play one. Women.
Women.
Which one do I like? Oh, I like this one.
You guys are married. You can kiss on the lips.
You guys are married. You guys can kiss on the lips.
Oh, shoot.
Just kiss on the mouth. That was the funniest one because we were all sitting here so confused because we each thought that there was something wrong with our own side. We thought that we were just hearing it again until eventually we saw, someone in the chat be like, "Hey, is it repeating for anyone else?" And we're like, "Oh, okay, so it's all of us then." And then that's when it just got extremely hilarious, and it just kept on playing over and over and again. And it got more and more funny.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking funny. Damn, and I had just smoked a joint, so that shit was I was like, am I high? Am I experiencing this? What the fuck is happening?
I wonder if the stream is still up to watch. That'd be funny.
Yeah, no, it's up. Yeah, for sure.
Cool. Because doesn't it after a certain amount of time the stream goes down or whatever? It's just taken off.
All the clips and the highlights are saved forever, unless I delete them.
I think I think it's only Haze 1 and Haze 2. I don't know why I'm telling you. I don't want to see it in the chat.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. Oh, he's just gonna come, but they're too sleepy tonight, so we let them have a day off. Okay,
wait, when is Hayes having his own show? Because yes,
Monday.
I know, guys. Hey, we gave Hayes his own show. Don't hate us.
It's actually going to be really cool.
It's going to be really cool. He's going to do great.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to do a great job. If it was up to me, I'd call it the Ahab show, but it's not up to me. What is Hayes going to call it? I forgot the name. Let me see.
I forget what they said they were calling it. Hayes individual streams are psychotic. They are a little psychotic, but Hayes has expressed the want to do it alone. So
yeah, the thing is with Hayes individual streams in the past, it wasn't his own show. It was he just did it by himself in those days. Now he actually has a show that is his.
Yeah, he wants to, he's got a whole thing. He's been, doing, actual work for it. Before the other streams, he didn't do any work. He's got up there. Yeah, so this is going to be prepared. It's going to be really good. Hayes is actually a galaxy brain. He's very smart. So.
Super.
You will hopefully see that shine on Monday.
Okay, so it's called Revolutionary Kicks.
Revolutionary Kicks. Okay.
Who is the 6 Jesus? I don't know. Expired.
Who was expired? Are you okay?
The chat is falling apart. What do you guys say?
Monday, quiche.
Monday is the Hayes stream day, and there's supposed to be another stream with Kooks, and we're supposed to go over on contradiction. We're just trying to figure out, make sure scheduling all works out.
Oh, here's a nice question. When I'm talking to friends, what bullet points should I hit when describing the features of communism? What we'll have in the future? Okay. So, it's you're not gonna like this answer too much, but it's gonna be impossible to say exactly what it will look like, because
unfortunately we can't actually know since we have not experienced it.
Yeah, I don't have a crystal ball, but it should look like the workers having the means of the production, right? It's supposed to be a dictatorship of
where everybody
proletariat.
Is working for people are not working for the profits of the rich or whatever. People are not working just slaving away so the boss can make more money. People are working for the benefit of the people, for the benefit of the community, where in fact the people are actually in charge of how they, actually live their life and how their work is used.
It would look like no bullshit jobs, right? Like no, like the entire insurance industry would be completely gone. Advertising would be gone. Just a lot of like
No more billboards. Hell yeah.
yeah, fuck billboards. We don't need that like trashing up like the thing. Oh, and hopefully it would look like high speed rails instead of individual cars.
Yeah, more public transportation and bikes, walking.
It would look like no people houseless and no people going hungry.
Yeah, I guess the only thing that billboards would be used for is just art.
Because you wouldn't need fire insurance, because if your house catches fire under communism,
you get a new house.
You will just get a new house. They won't nickel and dime you over what's
I don't
covered
care
and what's
that
not,
billboards. I don't care.
What billboards do you like? Have you seen billboards in Florida? The ones in Florida are like, come to this strip club, eat these oranges, and also that we have a sex shop. And also, we also have anti-abortion ones. Yeah, like that's what the billboards... It's very confusing to drive in Florida. Oh, yeah, we have a lot of Jesus ones, too. That's rude.
Yeah, Sarah, you live in Canada, so...
Yeah, yep, that's another thing. City and country would disappear. Like, hopefully it would be like a mix of both, like there wouldn't, I don't know, like it's gonna have to be completely different to serve the needs of the many and not the needs of the few. No QAnon billboards, no. Exactly, Cowboy Cookie. I keep fucking telling you to read Engel's essay on that. Wait, here, right now? On what? On Engel's essay on billboards? Which one?
Yes, I do remember Engels. Yeah, it was titled
the
On
housing
Billboards.
Question. Oh, yeah, she does. She does.
Okay. Sorry, Sarah.
She does, actually. This is true. I remember her saying this.
I don't. Anyway. I remember plenty of people in chat, though, saying, read the housing question before.
You know what? We can do that next Saturday. Let's do that next Saturday. That will be our next Saturday
housing
plan.
Question.
I'm going to write it down right now, so I don't forget.
That'll be a long one.
Yep.
A considerable one, yeah.
I'll try to make a presentation on it as well, so it's like a visual thing for y'all to look at. Okay.
Who are you, Corpio 5? Who is gonna invade? Who are you and say that we want to invade? Tell me. You haven't said which country you're from anyway. You said from the EU. And now that I think about it, when I mentioned if you're from Italy, Russia. Oh, wow. Cool. I don't care.
Whatever. Yeah.
Going to invade your mom.
Reddy's gonna invade your mom.
No, that's what Sarah said. So
radical leftist agenda. Oh my god, what is this? Is this a real thing?
I think it might be like an ironic name.
I know, right? Like they're like,
yeah.
They're like some right winger just terrified. Oh, look, it's some weirdo. You're just terrified.
They should go to my stream.
I am
I'm
on your
streaming.
stream. Oh, look, it's some weirdo. You're just terrified.
They some weirdo. They should go to my stream.
I
don't remember who specifically.
Oh my god.
We've had too many stupid people on here today and yesterday.
Shitlib. I just don't even know what's happening here. Okay. Well, as long as they're not I don't know.
I don't know who they are, so.
I am streaming you. Why are you streaming us, though? We're gonna read out soon anyways. They're not a right-winger trolling, so that's fine.
That's something, then.
Sorry, we get a little defensive. We get a lot of trolls here. But we're about to finish anyways. Sorry, yeah. Super, super defensive. Somebody followed us earlier with communism is super stupid or something.
So the Corpio 5s. You know when you see a lefty and their hair is multicolored? I think my hair is black. That's about it. That's all my hair is. So I don't know what you're talking about. What multiple colors of hair is it?
Wait, who has multiple colored hair? Me?
They see one person with more than one color of hair, or it's not the norm or whatever. They're like, "This is how all lefties are," because they can't. They don't have the ability to think.
Listen, why would I not have blue hair? Like, if I could, why would I not? If I wanted to.
Yeah, blue equals multiple colors.
So you vote? Thank you, Radical Leftist Agenda. And I am sorry for... feel bad now. Actually, I've started using this color because this will not come out. It just does not come out. So it'll stay
terribly blue forever.
Yeah, this solid blue. It really does. Yeah, I have to wash it out really hard. I have to try.
Prove you wrong. Okay, simple. I will prove you wrong. I don't vote right. There.
Wait,
proven
so
wrong.
You vote right then? Wait, I don't
prove
vote.
Me wrong.
What is it called? It's super cheap too. And it doesn't get stuck on your skin. That's the best part about it. Okay, where do you want to go?
Here. So I don't know, you're talking about chairman, with people saying that lefties have different colored hair, and then just say that, yeah, I do have normal hair color.
Normal.
Which is it?
It's called Adore. But it's $6. Yeah, it does match my eyeliner. Wow. Okay.
No, it's not acceptable. Fuck American patriotism. Next question.
Yeah, we can do questions before we go. Oh no, they're talking about our Twitter. Our Twitters are a mess. The radical leftist agenda. We're like looking at each other's stuff right now. Okay, where do you want to go? Where do you want to go?
I don't know. Radical. I just want to see what they're looking at.
Just click on her name.
Yeah, I clicked on it. Wow. We are in a whole nother stream. We're on 2 streams right now. It's crazy.
Well, I don't know if they're nice or not. Like, if they are nice, then we can raid into them. But if they're not nice, I don't want to raid into them. I just can't tell yet. Don't know. She seems okay. Maybe.
Funny thing is, she's just straight up just walked in. So we're just saying this whole thing.
She seems okay.
Funny thing is, she's just walked in. If they're nice, so this is a bizarre interaction. IMO. Yeah. Yes, this is how it works. We are watching each other's streams at the same time.
Yes, we follow Communist Sailor Moon. Okay, you know what? Let's just go see what's going on over there. Why don't we do that? We'll just see. We can make a new friend. Okay. Okay, we will be back next week. Thursday. Oh, wait. Monday, Hayes is doing Revolutionary Kicks. Thursday, we are doing How Yukong Moved the Mountains.
We're almost done with that. We're almost done.
We are almost done. We're going to have to do a different series on Thursday. On Friday, we're doing our weekly news update. And on Saturday, we're doing The Housing Question by Friedrich Engels. Okay? So, yeah. That's what we're doing. That's the plan. Game plan.
Reggie, what all countries have you traveled to? Mexico, Puerto Rico. That's it. Wait, why are you talking about my travel plans? What do you want to know? And I just straight up said it too, without even thinking twice.
Okay. We'll catch you. We'll catch you later. Bye.
But they say I'm a tanky, I'm a tanky, yeah, I'm a tanky, yeah, I'm a tanky. We're riding that tank, mowing down the fucking snowflakes.
Thank you.
Well, I guess we'll just go out.
Yeah. What are you doing with the Daily Worker?
Your Ned must have left it here.
Your boyfriend reads the Daily Worker? What is he, a communist?
He reads everything, you know. Ned's very well read.
Maybe he's just very well read.